In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to avoid burnout by building the business you want and a business that supports your lifestyle. This is a very important topic, especially going into 2024. And if you are looking to start and grow your detailing business, you can download the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. There's over 10,000 words of pure content in that guide. It took me quite a bit of time to write it. So you can click the link down in the show notes, or if you're watching this on YouTube, in the description box, and download it, read it, and put it to use. Let's go ahead and get started with this episode. Welcome back to another episode. We're going to follow the same theme of the last episode of moving into 2024. And this isn't going to be so much more of actionable content in terms of this is what you need to focus on, but it's more high level strategic vision kind of thing, which, is a lot more important than the actual action tasks that you need to do, because obviously you plan everything off of your vision, off of what you want to accomplish, and then the game plan, the strategy is to accomplish that vision. So in this one, it's gonna the main thing I want you to take away is what's your ideal lifestyle that you'd want to create? Because a lot of us, and not just detailers, business owners, we have the thought process or the notion of thinking, okay, I'm going to start this business because I want to create my own lifestyle, right? And what quickly happens is either you start getting busy and you think you're supposed to grow and work and get more customers and make more money, that you end up going off on a branch that isn't what you initially wanted. And you end up working 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours a week. And all your time, all your day goes to just work and managing problems and, continuing to push. And let's say you are or aren't making money. It takes a toll on you mentally and physically, and with your family and with your personal hobbies, with your health. So it's very easy for that to, go astray. And you just keep on going down that rabbit hole of continuing to work nonstop. And, if you go back to when you first wanted to start your business, that probably wasn't what you expected to do, to continue to work and pound yourself to the ground in the name of I'm hustling and working and growing my business. And on that same notion, you can be in that same situation and not be making money, because obviously there's the other side of you work hard, but you're not making any money, and you're in a phase of desperation, and you're hopeless because you're not getting customers, and your money's drying out, and the bills keep on coming in, and you have to make some payments, and you start doing the minimum payments instead of the payments that you were making because you're not making as much money, and then it gets stressful, then it gets very chaotic, then it gets, and you end up in the same situation of burnt out and not enjoying what you initially wanted to do, which was detail cars. So if we're not careful and intentional with the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, we can end up in a part in our life where, one, we don't want to be, and it was never in the game plan to be in, right? Because a lot of us, we start our own business because we want to be our boss, create our own schedule, maybe spend more time with the family, have more time off, whatever. And then what happens? It's none of that. Because then you look at the reality of running a small business, and it's you don't have the luxury of doing that, especially if you're not making money, or if you're the one in charge of everything and you don't have employees and you can't delegate, and every single small little task, big or small, has to go through you. Well, then you can't take a day off. You can't, relax. You can't do this because you need the money. So with this one, it's what's the ideal lifestyle that you'd want? And you create a lifestyle that your business helps. Yeah, your business fuels your lifestyle. But I'd say most of us, including myself, it's the business, your lifestyle fuels the business. Meaning you operate your life around the business and not the business around your life, right? And that's a pretty, that's a pretty big distinction to make with any business owner to any degree, right? I've talked to other businesses. Good thing with Jobber, I'm a brand ambassador for them. But the cool thing with them is that I get connected with a lot of other business owners in different industries, in different sizes, right? With landscaping, with house cleaning, with snow plowing, with gutters, with all varieties of service-based businesses. And whether it's a single person, like a solo operator, or they have a team of 16 people, you hear the same stories. It's cool to see different perspectives, and you look at other businesses that are either bigger, smaller, different industries, and you're like, man, you're going through the exact same thing that we as detailers go through, and it just gives you a different perspective of like, man, like everyone kind of runs into this problem, because again, like you can easily fall into this mode of desperation and struggle and pain that you don't want to be in. So it's like when you're starting your business, or now it's like, what is your ideal lifestyle, right? And if that means you don't make as much money, but you get more time back to spend doing your personal hobbies, to focus on your health, your family, I think most people would agree like that's a better option. So when you're working on your business, don't think a default answer has to be, well, work more and make more and continue to grow. Now again, like there's levels to it. I'm not saying you don't grow, right? It's like, but there has to be, and I don't want to say the word balance because balance just does not exist, but it has to be more of what is your threshold, or what are your kind of your, what's what I'm looking for? What is your safety net? What is your boundary? What are your boundaries? What are your limitations to how far you go? And at what point is it saying, okay, like this is where I want to be at, right? Again, not in a mode of staleness, not in the mode of like, oh, like I reached here, so I'm good here. Not in that sense. But there comes a time of like, okay, look, if you could just snap your finger right now and you could have more time doing X, Y, Z, what would those things be? Right? Like, do you know, like a lot of people, a lot of the detailers are always complaining and talking about their health and how, their back hurts, their knees hurt, that they're, they have a little belly, that they don't, have time to do this, have time to do that. Is it focusing on your health? Is it spending more time with your family? Is it, simply working 4 days out of the week instead of 5? Is it having Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off? Like what is the ideal lifestyle? And then how do you operate your business to fuel that lifestyle, right? There's no one saying you have to work 5 days out of the week. It could be 4. You could still make the same amount of money. You could make more money. Like there is no boundaries or limitations to like how you set your day up. But don't think like, oh, well, I'm running a business, so like the default answer has to be more and then more this and more that. Now, if that's the kind of business you want and you are intentionally and deliberately growing in that manner, yeah, of course that's fine, right? Because that's what you want. But like, I think I don't think most detailers want to go, and not just detailers, but any business. Like no one wants to be in a mode of where they're always stressed and always struggling. Whether you're making, whether you have customers or not, like those same problems still arise of the mental and physical hurdles and struggles you go through. So really think about like look at your business and say, okay, like what do I really want to continue to do what I'm doing right now, right? Like if you were to just copy and paste your last year. Right? Just if you were to copy and paste that year for the next 3 years and you did the exact same routine, is that something you'd be happy with? Right? Like if most of your time went to work and you barely took any days off, didn't spend time with your family, didn't work on your personal hobbies, didn't work on your health, didn't go to the gym, didn't lose weight, didn't, start your marathon training, didn't, go whatever, like would you be happy with that? I think most people would say no, right? Because it's like you're so focused in work and you're always saying, oh, but once this month is over, okay, for sure, next month we start, I start letting off the gas, or, hey, after Q1 is done and Q2, we'll start to actually take more time off, or hey, next year, once next year hits, like for sure, we're going to XYZ, right? It's always, you're always pushing things off, and you push and you push and you push, and by the time you know it, it's the end of 2024, it's the mid 2025, it is now 2027, and you're telling yourself the same things. Of, hey, eventually I'm going to be able to stop, or eventually I'm going to slow down. So again, this greatly comes back to like the type of business that you want. It's so important to be clear on what is the business that you want and what is the lifestyle that you want. Like, that's why like for instance, with us, like, a big part of me was like having a gym. And if you go back many, many episodes, you'll hear me talk about why I want a gym and the plans with the gym and why it's so important to me. We have friends come over, me and Lex, and the team uses it. It cuts down on time. I could just, I get here at 7 a.m. I'm able to work out, get back to work with no downtime. It's a great productivity tool. And it's there. Like I no longer talk about it because like it's there. Like it's now it's just a part of the routine, And that's one thing that I was very intentional and deliberate about, saying, hey, like I want a gym because I know the positive things that come from that. And, so many years, X amount of thousands of dollars later, we have the gym. Now, would I want to expand on the gym? Yes, but we're at a space and, that's just not feasible right now. And because gym equipment is pretty expensive. But nonetheless, like you understand what I'm saying of like, that was a goal. That is something that I can intertwine between business and personal use, and that's what I did. Like the shop here, when we're at the shop, it's not strictly just working, like at all, right? And the same, and not just what we have in the gym, but the people that we hire too, right? With Flex, with Angel, it's like we're always having a good time. We're always laughing. We work hard, and when we push, we have to push. But man, it never feels like we are like. It always just feels like a bunch of friends are gonna go to this place and they're gonna work, right? Like that's how it feels, because we started vinyl wrapping, PPF, like we all wanted to do that. It seemed very fun. It's cool doing that service, and like we all have a good time. And again, so like whether it's the gym, whether it's the people we work with, like it's all intentional to say like everyone will spend most of their life at work. Like that is just the reality. Like most of your day in 24 hours is either driving to work, at work, or driving from work, right? Same thing applies to the week, to the month, to the year, to your life, right? So it's like, especially if you are like full time and like you solely do detailing and you are full in control of what you do in your business and life, it's like, give yourself the flexibility to say, how else can I make this to where it's not all about business, right? Not that you're stepping, letting off the gas, but I'm saying like, again, with the gym in our shop, it takes up space. Like we could add more cars to the shop and be more organized if that gym wasn't there. But will I ever remove the gym from the shop? No, of course not. Because the positives I get from saving time, not having to worry about the gym being fully packed, being able to come whenever I want, being able to work out in the evening or afternoon, having friends coming over, being able to work out and work instantly, like those things outweigh tenfold the extra space and organization that we could have if that gym wasn't there, right? And same thing with like, let's say even this podcast room, right? This podcast room is for me for when I shoot an episode with a guest or with the team. We also use this as a lunch area, right? So it's like, how can you create your business to where you can intertwine personal and business to where it makes sense, right? But then again, like the sim rig that I have in my office, which I want to move the sim to the podcast room, take that secondary desk, which you can't see, but it's behind the camera, take that secondary desk and move it to the office. And I want to see if I'm able to fit 2 sim rigs in here. Like identical setups, but I'd like to see if it's possible to put 2 sim rigs in here while still holding this office, while still having this as a podcast room. I think that'd be actually pretty cool. But to that point too, is that like I try to get as much time as I can on the sim, which isn't much, maybe 30 minutes a day, to like actually practice and do races and actually practice and, get better at the racecraft. But you know what? Lex likes to drive it, likes to use it. Angel likes to use it. The other friends that we have, they like to use it as well. And it's like, if we come on a Saturday to work out, if there's a race or an NFL game or something on Sunday that we come over to watch here at the shop, well, guess what? We're going to get on the sim as well. Now, something like that has nothing to do with business, right? But I turned the shop into a place that we can come here for personal use, right? When, F1, IndyCar, WEC, IMSA, when those races start, we're going to watch it here. Oh, by the way, we have a sim. Like how cool like you're just able to intertwine it. And on those days, like let's say the race is at, 11 a.m., 1 p.m. On Sunday, I'll come here at 10 a.m., work out, do some work, and then everyone gets here. We watch the race, we get on the sim. Like that is a form of me creating the lifestyle that I want, right? I can still integrate the business, the work side. Oh, but guess what? Like it can equally support the personal side. It's never, oh, well, that's just work and I have to go somewhere else for personal. Like, no, like that's how we're able to do, like, that's how you're able to get more out of your business and life, right? That's like, that isn't connected to revenue. That isn't connected to ROI in any shape, way, or form, right? But it's like, it's connected to like fueling my lifestyle. It's connected to saying, oh man, like, because I get the DM every now and then of like, bro, how do you never get tired? Like, how much do you sleep? Like, what motivates you to work? And it's like, well, like this is how I'm able to do more, right? People are like, well, like you work out and then you work. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you stay so motivated? Well, it's like this is what facilitates those kind of activities, right? Like I have the gym right there. Like I like working out. There is no barrier between me and working out. We have all the pre-workout, all the gear, all the equipment. I just get here and work out, and then I'm able to work. And then during lunch break between 12 and 12:45, I'll eat lunch for like 15 minutes and then I'll get in the sim for like another 15, 20 minutes, So it's like all these things, like this is how it fuels the lifestyle, right? And again, there's no direct correlation to the revenue, but there's a direct correlation to like me being satisfied with what I do and me being able to enjoy other personal things of my health or personal hobbies while still being in the business setting, right? Like I don't have to drive to 24-hour fitness and take time away from here and go over there. Like I can intertwine everything so easily, right? If I have to respond to some emails and they're like very light emails, but I want to get to them quickly, I'll work out, and then on my downtime, like when I'm in between sessions, I'll just reply to 2-3 emails and then I'll get back to working out. Like not in like, oh, I have to, it's like it's so easy. Like I just put my iPad right there, and super easy emails to respond to. Okay, like I'm resting on a set. Let me just reply real quick, and there, like that is how I feel that lifestyle. Now, that has taken me a long time. Like just to build the sim alone took like 6 months, right? And that, like it was $3,000 in total for everything, which compared to other sims and PC builds, that's pretty cheap. But that took 6 months just because like the big part of like I was putting off the building the PC part because I had no idea how to build a PC. So that was like the most daunting task of the whole SimBrig build is how do you build a PC? When it comes to the gym, it's like that took a long time. Like now, if anyone sees it, it's like there's a what's it called? There's a fitness trainer, right? The one that the pulley system. There is a bench. There is a lat pull down. There's multiple dumbbells. There is a squat. I'm forgetting all these words, man. I'm forgetting all the machines, what they're called. But anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 8 machines equipment plus like 3 power bars, 1 multi-grip bar, 1 kabuki safety squat bar. Like there's a lot of things back there actually. And if you looked at the first iteration of the home gym, it looked nothing like that. It was a Dick's Sporting Good brand. It was a bench. It was a very cheap bench seat or whatever it's called. It was some cheap plates, and it was like the very cheap rubber floor mats, the ones that the one that we have for like detailing cars, where you'll put them on the ground or something. Like it building the gym to where it is right now took a long time. It took like 3 years to get it to where it is right now. And it also took a lot of money. And it also took a lot of research, right? And the cool thing is like it goes in phases. Like I had my phase where I was strictly focused on building the gym, right? Little by little, month after month, I'd order a power bar here. I'd order, a few dumbbells here. I'd order another power bar here. I'd order, this little thing here that's like $70, and then this $300 thing, and then this, $800 thing, and then this, $50 thing. Like it was a slow build over 3 years that it started at my parents' garage, and then we got the shop, and it just kept on building and building. So these things do take time. It's not like, you just snap your finger and you go purchase everything that you need, right? Like things take time. This podcast setup took time. Everything takes time and money, but it's like, it starts at some point, right? So what is it in your life that you're like, man, like I really want to do that, or it'd be cool to spend more time or whatever? Like, what is it? And no matter what it is, like how can you, to some degree, to any level, to any capacity, intertwine that into what you do on a daily basis, right? And again, a lot of us is going to be either fitness or family, that fitness, family, or hobbies, right? That's like a big portion of what people want to spend more time on. It's like, what do you do? How is it possible to do these things you want to do? And the cool thing is like you're in control of these decisions, right? Like whatever it is that you want to do, guess who's in control of making it happen? You are, right? Like you are the one in control of saying, oh man, I want to go and play soccer every Friday with that league, but I just have to work, man. And it's like, well, brother, why don't you just not schedule work at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever, and like just go play, like who's to say you have to work that day, right? Like one thing I really want to emphasize, well, first is, and I forgot to tell the team, but I'm going to put in the calendar, is the last Saturday of every month, I want it to be a light day, meaning like, it's almost like a 3-day weekend, but we're still going to come in, but like it's for some very simple work. That way, like either an off day, but we still get paid for it, or it's just like, hey, don't schedule any cars, like, or if you do, like, let it be like a maintenance or something, but we're going to clean up the shop, do little admin work, and like, that's it. Because it's like, just because it's like, we're going to push hard 99% of the other days we could take one day to kind of reset, restart, maybe, internally have a meeting, have some goal settings, see where we are, accountability, and that's it, right? Like that's what I want to do, right? And yes, like, do we make less money on that one day? Sure. But like, as a team morale, as for myself, for, giving us a break, like, it's not directly tied to revenue, but like that helps with revenue because you are going to push even harder the next month once it starts. You see what I'm saying? Or like if we have a slow day, or like this Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be like really cold, which we're not, I think it's going to be like high 34. I know to some states, Colorado, Kansas, that's not cold, but for us, that's cold. It's going to be high 34 and like low 26, I think. I know some of you are like, bro, we, that's a normal day for us. I get it. We're just not used to that level of cold here in Houston. But with that, it's like, if we have a slow day, instead of like, turning into the hey, like, we got to find something, book something in. Although, okay, again, don't get me wrong, that is warranted, right? Like, if you have multiple slow days, okay, then you have a problem. But if you have a slow day amongst a fully booked out schedule, right? It's not a big deal. At least I'm saying it's not a big deal, because what I would rather do, it's like, hey, you guys want to do like a sim race right now? Like, let's just do like a 30 lap race, and like, let's just keep on switching out. Because it's like, I don't need to feel like I have to work every single minute of every single hour when I'm here at the shop. Again, this is assuming, like, if you're in the state of desperation where you're not making any money, you're not getting any leads, you can't pay the bills, you're having trouble making, growing your business, that's a completely different topic, right? Doesn't mean you can't enjoy your life, but like, if your business isn't going well, if you're not making money, if you don't have a side job, or if you don't have another source of income, that can drive you into a completely separate way that would be for a separate topic. But yeah, like, on days like that, like, if it's a slow day, or if we finish the day at 2:30 or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever, it's like, it's like, and maybe I could say, hey, let's clean the shop, let's do this, do that. Or you'd be like, man, like, let's get on the sim, or hey, let's do an early workout today. Like, instead of waiting until 5, or, whenever I do work in the afternoon, it's like, instead of waiting until 5:30, it's like, bro, let's just start working out right now. Like, why not? Like, why not start working out right now? And again, it's like, that is that's the lifestyle and business that I want, right? To you may not like that. To you, that might not make sense. To you, but it's like, I don't need to feel like, oh man, like, how many of us start this business because we want to have our own lifestyle, be our own boss, and then we become the boss that we don't want to have to ourselves, And it's like, well, yeah, we don't have to work, right? Like, we don't. Again, this is not saying we're not working hard. This is saying, on the times where, like, it's a bit of a slow day, we're like, panic, go, fill something in, we're going crazy, we're slowing down. It's like, it's okay. The rest of the schedule is booked out. It's one day that, whatever. No reason to freak out. No reason to think like, oh, the business is going down. It's like, let's just have a chill day. Let's just kind of let's do a sim, get a earlier workout. I don't know. You guys want to order food and like, you just want to like, put a movie on or something. Like, those days are also okay. Now again, we still have a full booked out schedule. We still have leads. Lex still gets to all the calls and emails in time. Like, it's not like we're not pushing the business away. We're not, don't call that customer. But no, that's still all getting done. Like, that, all of that still gets done. The customers still get, turned in on time. All the emails and everything still gets done. But it's after that, it's like, yeah, man, it's all good, man. Like, we had a pretty strong week. Like, let's just go do something, right? Or even we want to go to there's this barber here in Houston that we want to go try out. And we were like, oh, y'all, do all three of y'all want to go get a haircut at the same time? And then I was like, well, let's wait till like in 2 weeks. That way we can schedule it and like we can all go in the morning, and then like, let's just go have breakfast or something. Why, like, let's say it's on a Tuesday. It's like, yeah, we'll miss Tuesday morning of work, but like, so what? Like, it's okay if we go and get a haircut and just go have breakfast together. Like, big deal. Like, okay, one day, So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't. What is the kind of lifestyle you want, and how do you have your business support that, right? Again, like, there's going to be times, days, ways that, your business takes priority, and like, that's going to be most of the time. Like, most of the time, your business is what's going to take priority, right? But it's like, within that, it's like, how do you create more of a lifestyle that you want, right? Do you work 7 to 4 instead of 8 to 5, right? Do you transfer over, again, now that we're shop based, this has been over 2 years of transitioning from mobile to shop, right? So now that we're shop based, like we feel the difference in terms of like not having to worry about going out in the field and when it's raining or cold or windy or whatever. Like, like that is a big difference to how we're able to like, to everything. But that was also a 2-year process right there. Now, does it have to take you 2 years? No, of course not. It could probably take you 3 months, 6 months. But that's what I'm saying. Like that in itself took a long time. And it's like, what is the ideal lifestyle that you want? And how do you have your business support that? And yes, like you are still going to have to work like that. That's not what I'm questioning, but like it's up to you to what level that means, right? Like it's up to you to what does, creating a lifestyle mean to you. Is that $4,000 a month? Is that $14,000 a month? Is that $45,000 a month? Right? That's all. Those are questions you have to answer yourself based on your goals, what you want, how you want to live your life, what kind of lifestyle you want. But that is a very important thing to ask yourself and saying, how can I have my business to some degree, to some capacity, fuel my lifestyle and not the other way around? Because the thing you want to stay away from the most is burning out and is continuing to work for the sake of working because thinking that's the only option you have and not creating the life you want. I mean, a lot of us are going to take a toll on our friendship, our family, our health, because we have to keep on working every single day and we don't have any time, right, to go and do those things that we want to do, right? But it's all a lie. It's like that's just what we tell ourselves to think like, oh, like we're so important and we work so hard. Like I said in my last episode, I don't care about working hard, right? I'm not here to have an ego to say I'm the hardest worker in the room. I do not care about that. I have no ego. I don't care if you work 16 hours and I work 8, right? Because it's more about, and just listen to the last episode if you want to hear more about this. It's about the output you produce, not the input you put in, right? I don't care if you work 16 hours. If you can accomplish something that someone does in 6 hours, but it takes you 14 hours, well, guess what? I'm going to do it the other way every single time because the input you put in does not have a correlation to the output that you produce, right? So what that you did a 45-hour detail, right? If I'm able to do the same level of detail, same results, but in 20 hours, I'm going to do the 20-hour method, the 20-hour way, whatever, keep things super general. But it's like, I'm going to do it that way because why would I want to spend for the sake of spending 45 hours? Like, why? There's no point for that. So hopefully this video, this audio, this podcast episode resonates with you because, I've been, whatever you just heard me say, I've been in every scenario of that, of being hopeless, of desperation, of being broke, of struggling, of having taking a hit with my family or friendship or health. Like I've been at every phase of those. Okay. So yeah, I'm coming from direct experience to what I am, guiding you away because it's not something that you want to be in. So I'll end the episode right here. I will talk to you guys on the next one.